Hello everybody, it's me, Burning Messiah END. Um, so I'm gonna start the next. I'm gonna do the Act 1, Act 2, Act 3, and 4 of the Fate Excel Zero event, and maybe Act 5, but we'll see about that maybe when we get there. Fate Excel Zero Oda. I like saying it in Japanese like that, or making it sound like that. So this is Fuyuki before it was in flames. Foo foo. It looks peaceful. Yes, seeing how vibrant this city is, somehow I feel relieved. But to think in 10 years catastrophe would visit a quiet town like this. You shouldn't be too sentimental. We exist in a world where everything be incinerated, not just this town. You're right, but my apologies. I could have reverted it better. Yes, normal life is hard to come by. But don't get obsessed over it. Oh my god, hold up, I need something to drink. Uh, Fearing the inevitable tragedy like the catastrophe of the war would only slow you down. Because we fight as we are confronted with the destruction of mankind's past and future. What I meant was we should keep that in mind and prepare ourselves for any situation. Take this instance for example. You probably think there won't be any threatened peaceful residence districts at a time where everybody's asleep, correct? That's right. To be honest, it's hard to believe this place was the site for a Holy Grail war. That perception is too naive. In a fight between mages, first you must question everything you see. For example, Gyemendu 8 Gates Golden Locks Formation. Ugh. Oof. Assassin servant. What that present concealment? Wait, was that present concealment? But even so, there was a way to conceal. Damn you! How is that possible? Are you asking how it's possible for me to see through your present concealment? Well, I could. However, I do know from my investigation the assassin in the fourth Holy Grail walk would split into multiple entities and monitored the entirety of Fuyuki. I knew we'd get caught in your surveillance network, seeing how flashy ratios can be. Then it's only natural for you to come scouting. Not your, Now that you're in my stone sentinel maze, there's no point in you using concealment Oh my god, present concealment. I want this. Now it's time to put up a fight. I'll explain everything later. Enemy 7 eliminate. Battle is over. That was easy, dude. Yeah, I like to get cocky. That was just one of the many assassins. As you've seen, that assassin has the ability to manifest multiple bodies. That's why the fight is not over yet. We must prepare for the next encounter. Do you mean a single hero expert has the ability to manifest as a group? Not only is it a fearsome ability to use in espionage, unless one has an anti-army noble phantasm, it means that assassin can overwhelm any opponent with sheer numbers alone. But now that I master Gyemendu, they just end up as my prey. They have to keep the entire Fuyuki area under surveillance for the time being. That said, they can't exactly ignore us either. Assassin will most likely keep sending people to attack us. As a result, they have broken the golden rule of military strategy by continuously investigating their combat personnel with reserve. However, sad indeed. We'll have to fight them one after another, but they shouldn't pose too much of a threat. Just take them out the minute you lay your eyes on them. Now then, there's no time to waste. Onward, I say. Onward. Phew. But what the heck is even going on right now? Apologies, but I will have to wait. I'm not trying to be pompous. Is that why you said that? Oh, it's just we're in a race against time. Oh, don't make that face. I explain as many things as I can on our way, starting with the most vital matters. Phew. Alright, that was Act 1. Let's go to Act 2, yeah. FGO accel 0. Alright, I'll stop. I'll stop. To be honest, the Holy Grail War in Freak is basically a scam. The whole battle royale for the chance to grant your wish format is just an outright lie to lure in participants. A lie? That's terrible, tricking someone by telling them their wish will be granted. That's criminal. It absolutely is. If these Holy Grail wars weren't a widespread thing in a different world, I bet there'd be a lot of lawsuits against being filed over them. That being said, in this world, that is, in my world, that didn't happen. That because the Holy Grail wars only took place here. It was an insidious trap, one that on that with the defeat of each participant servant means an unprecedented disaster draws closer. When the required number of summoned servants have been sacrificed, all the evils of the world, Angra Manu will activate. Oh, what the heck? How come? Nah, I didn't read this part. Angra Manu, huh? All the evil in the world. You don't need to know everything. Just consider it something like a bomb that could destroy the world. It has more than enough power to wipe out the entirety of human history up to that point. Singularity F, the first foundation you all have restored. I see that as the likely state of Fuiki after the conclusion of the Fifth Holy Grail War. The first point to fall as the world crumbled, all because a ritual that should have never been carried out was indeed completed. But why would someone set a trap like that? Who would do that? The ritual started off with a very different purpose and became what is through a ridiculous man-made disaster. That disaster is a past event, even in this timeline. At any rate, the problem is that the paradox Shiba detected in this area is like a holy grail. I see. If the holy grail is already here. Yes, if the holy grail is already manifested. This city should be in flames right now, but at a glance, that's not really the case. So the Holy Grail detected by Chaldea is likely something different from Fuiki's Greater Grail, corrupted by Angra Manu. If I recall, this fourth Holy Grail war is still in its early stages now. Tonight is when everything moves into motion. We can use that. Oh, I see. So that's why you've been so conscious of time today. That's right. Right now it's crucial that we stay ahead of the events. This harbor district will be the key. It's lagging. Oh, oh shit, here we go. What's going to happen here? It seems we have ended our chit-chat before I get to explain it. The events have caught up to us. The Grail War. A game? Can you not lag? Iris, something is strange. I no longer detect the presence of Lance who invited us here. The second one is funny. No, I'm gonna go with the first one. Is that Saber? She appears to be, but that's not her. I mean, she's contract with another master already. This is one of the 7 Horror Express summons into the 4th Relic Railway. Class Saber, Altoria, Pendragon. That being the case, sorry, but we will be your opponent, not instead of Lance Ireseal von Einsburn. What? You? How do you know my true name? There's no ordinary opponent. Be careful, Saber. Okay, time for round 2. But this time opponent is quite powerful. She's on an entire different level from assassin. I realize I'm shoving you into a rather difficult fight, but unfortunately I need you to put one more restriction on you. I'm sorry, but don't defeat Saber here, only push far enough to make a retreat. And how do you propose we do that? I told you, you were pressed for time. I'll explain everything later. Now go on and do your best. Woohoo! That was after the battle. The enemy Saber has withdrawn from battle. We don't need to go after her. Leave her be. The next one is who we should go after. The next one. I've been keeping the servant who was supposed to fight Saber in my Gimen Du Jia formation, but it's about time. Who are you? What a strange stone maze you're doing. What happened to Saber? Who? Something really came out. Calm yourself, first spear of the Knights of Fiona. We're not Archibald's enemy. What? You know my true name? Seems to be faced with a formidable opponent. How did you know that I was Lance's master? Where's that voice coming from? Healing himself with magecraft. The servant master is hiding somewhere close by. Lord Canef, we have hastened to join your side and stand in support of you. For certain reasons I cannot indulge my name, so let me give the name of Lady Rance as my gubernator for the time being. Rhaenys, my niece, I demand to know what is going on here. Though I would not hesitate to provide an explanation at the present time, I would beg your forbearance until tomorrow. However, allow me to say one thing in advance. I can tell you the current location of Castor. Castor, how do you know that? Tomorrow at noon I will provide the truth of my words. I will show you anew what values lie in listening to our story. Then we will pay our visit to your penthouse suite in Fuikuri New Tower at 10 p.m. tomorrow night. So for tonight, will you allow us to go? Ah, so you even know my address, do you? Very well, I don't dislike a smart man like yourself. All the more if you're a mage with a sense of gratitude, but that faint trace of working class accent in your English. What a shame. But very well, I shall accept your proposal. Having observed how you handled Saber earlier, we will depart here in peace. I will neither flee nor hide myself. I look forward to hearing just what it is you're planning. That's Lancer's master? How are you certain about this master? Patience, Lance. Yes, they're clearly a suspicious bunch. But when you know so little about what your face is, best to wait and observe. Best to be cautious when starting a fight. Got it? Understood. Then we'll be taking our leave. Come, let's get going. Now then, we can finally take a moment to talk properly. How far did I get my explanation earlier? You said that once this war ends, the world will be destroyed. Ah yes, that right. Defeated servants are absorbed into the greater grail of Fuiki as sacrifice to bring it to completion. But what happens then is not the granting of the wish, but the release of Angra Manu. From the start, this war was never meant to have a winner. What a cruel tale. After investigation so much of yourself, and even murdering fellow mages, your reward is the opposite of what you would wish. That's cruel, truly cruel. It certainly is. I imagine I would been the winner of. I imagine if I'd been the winner of the fifth Holy Grail War, I would have turned evil from despair. Forgive me, to think I'm the one who always says sentimentality and it's pointless. Ah, my voice. Why is it so fucking... In my experience, the Great Grail activates in a limited capacity after the defeat of the fifth servant. However, that also means that if I can convince at least 3 servants to withdraw from the battlefield, enact, then the ritual will end up internally in limbo. The Holy Grail will remain incomplete, and we can simply secure its vessel, right? Phew. Understood. So, this time we won't be fighting to defeat Odysseus, but to protect him in a sense. Though it would be best if we could resolve all this amicably. Right, but we can't assume everyone will agree peacefully. Since we want the war to end in a stalemate, we need to first seek out and defeat servants with whom such an agreement is impossible. Let's see. Just when that reason would triumph. I'm aware of my own savagery. Let me say right now that I started off as a cowardly, subservient boy. But the war strategist I housed in my body gets so worked up I couldn't help but change. Here's the... Truly, strategists in ancient China can get even more violent and ruthless than military generals. Now back to our conversation. Of the participants in the Holy Grail, there are 2 servants who couldn't even try to spare. Caster and Archer. Without a shred of doubt, I can say that those 2 would be incapable of reaching understanding with us. So it's the best to get them out of the way before they start engaging other servants. That brings us to Assassin. Their master is colluding with the one in position of Archer. Wait, who is Assassin's master? I never... Wait, so let's see. Tosaka got Archer. Mato got Lancelot. Iris Field got Saber. Of course, Kenneth got Lancer. His younger version got Rider. Caster is with that other guy, the killer. Who am I missing? Oh wait, yeah. Shit, that damn priest guy got assassin on his side. Wait, what did I miss? Since we plan to fight Archer, we'll inevitably have to fight Assassin too, though they were already marked us as opponents anyway. Or the one we fight right after the race shift is here. Next we have Berserker, since his madness prevents us from reasoning with him directly. Everything depends on his master. The key will be whether we can convince the master while he's still able to keep full control over Berserker, without having to use a command spell. That said, there's always the possibility that Berserker could go on a rampage himself, independent of his master's will. One vital thing I learned after the fourth war in it is that the one who summoned Berserker was in an extremely unstable condition, both physically and mentally. But I never did get to meet him myself. Well then, shall we put dealing with Berserker on hold for now? Though I can't help but feel it is risky, yes. Therefore, by proceeding with elimination, we shall conclude that our best chances for success lies with Saber, Lancer, and Rider. So that's why you prevented that clash on the docks between Saber and Lancer. Then that only leaves Rider's faction. Do you think they'll be likely to cooperate? Phew. Why are you falling quiet all of a sudden? Yes, it all depends on how well I can get them to accept what I've said to them. Alright, that was Act 2. How much time? I still got 91 minutes. What? Second owner, let's start this. Like I said, I'll stop with the title. Well, Mash, how's the summer circle come along? Not so well. Is it not working? The ley line is here, but it's being guarded by another spell, so I can't access it. Phew. I guess it's difficult to set up on a land controlled by a proper mage. What do you mean? All the ley lines in this area are under control of a certain mage clan. I thought that would be a weakness I could exploit, but it was too naive. I was too naive. Her father truly is a skilled mage. With how I am now, I can tell the structure of the spell is very solid. What shall we do? At this rate, we won't be able to get supplies from Caldea. We've got no choice but to destroy the keystones the mage placed and take the ley lines for herself. They should be fairly well defended, but we'll have to break through. I like to avoid unnecessary combat because we can't fight an empty stomach, nothing for it. You mean destroy the barrier keystone? If you do that, won't the mage, the second owner, get mad? Of course, but the family that owns the land, the Tosakas, are also the mages that summoned Archer. In other words, they are enemies to begin with. I see, but the keystones to the ley lines should be carefully hidden, right? Don't worry, I know where they are already. What? How did you find that out? The next heir to the Tosaka clan is a student of mine. In the end, I dismantled the greater girl here with her help. When that happens, I'll learn the structure of the ley lines in this area. Wait a second, are you going to wreck your future student's estate? This future happens in a different time. I have no duty or responsibility to the Tosakas in this area. And the Tosakas family was one of the clans responsible for the Fuiki Holy Grail War. If they lose their lands and become impoverished, their own fault, I'm sure the future Tosakas will understand. Here, let's do that. Let's start with the nearest point. After we restore several of the keystones, we can try setting up the circle again. Is this okay? Stuff like this always comes back to haunt you. Act 4. Those who lurk in the darkness. It says right there. Wait up, I'm picking up traces of magical energy nearby. They're not human and they're heading straight for you. I can see them too. What are those monsters? They look like something, that I want nothing to do with. They're fragments of a sea monster summoned by Castor. The caster who participated in this Holy Grail was completely lost in his sanity. He doesn't have any strategy or plan. He just keeps summoning familiars to devour innocent civilians. We have to stop them. They won't hurt us if we leave them alone, but even if in a dark back alley like this, if innocent people come back here, they'll just be in a disaster. Let's take the time to get rid of them. Okay, maybe just... If Act 5 is also short, I'm gonna go to Act 6. Let's see, so... What's it? This is... 18 minutes, so... Act 5. It's another ley line point secure. It's going well, isn't it, Master? Yeah, but it's about time. Let's finish up here and head to negotiate with Francis, Master. Is this really going to work? He seems like a very cold person. Yeah, he's definitely a cold-blooded mage. Leave it to me. But I'd like you to let me handle all negotiations with Lord Kenneth. I'll keep a telepathic channel open so we can communicate in secret. But keep your mouth shut at all times, got it? His servant seems ready to fight at any moment. The air is heavy. How is Amalur going to get through this, I wonder? I spoke to Archisword last night. You were lying when you said you were acting on Rena's behalf. But you agreed to meet with us anyway, which means there's something else I want to ask you about your statement about Castor last night. Why were you able to know the Holy Church actions in advance? Because for me it happened long ago in the past. What? The morning after the servant battle at the wharf, the overseer speaks to our participants and offers a special reward for the first to kill Castor. But that's not all I know. You originally intended to summon Iskander for this battle. You even had a catalyst for it. However, it was stormed by a student at the clock tower, Waver Velvet, and you were forced to summon Diarmut, or Debune instead. How did you? It's not you that's providing the magic energy for that servant. It's your fiancée. That's a long name. Sure. You have her in another room to keep her safe. Well, it's good to be careful. Speaking of Lady Sola, there was a love letter left in your study. I believe again, to my beautiful beloved, your eyes glistened like the morning dew. Shut up! Shut up! Enough! Who are you? I wasn't lying when I said I was acting on behalf of Lady Rhaenys, but I will only officially receive that duty 4 years from now. And thus everything I told you is part of my memories of the past. You're taking this seriously. I suppose I should have expected that from the leader of the Archibald family. A traveler through time, huh? I've heard that some are working very hard at that research. I thought I was stupid nonsense that would never come true, even though I need a more believable explanation. What you're saying is similar to true magic, of course. There must be quite the backstory involved. I'll give you an overview. Let me begin. That was Act 5. Let's do Act 6, fuck it. Let's go. Act 6, United Battlefront. I see, observing the past projected on the Earth environmental model and the research technology that implement the Horix summon system. And all of this is made possible by using of the Spiritronic calculation engine. Spiritronic calculation engine. I've heard rumors that the Atlas Institute was working on such a thing, but yes, all of the great achievements in Meshcraft are accomplished by the Archibald family. What? You there. Don't let it show on your face. Remember Poker Face, senpai? Foo foo foo. So in the future, the Archibald family achieves all this? Of course, this is the only possibility due to the astonishing leadership. Your later exploits at the clock tower bring together a number of different academic factions to make this huge project, Chaldea, a reality. If director Olga Mary heard this somehow, who knows what she'd say? Right, I don't even want to imagine it. I have no connection to the Alice Institute. I just like the group of eccentrics. I've never worked with those feminists, or so I thought, but... Bro, that face, he's ugly. I see. Well, it's not impossible, is it? What? What? Is the Lord of the Clock Tower and... Well, I was just thinking that the evocation department and mineralogy department weren't enough for me to get the upper hand in the academic world. I was thinking perhaps it was time to find some new research. Yes, I'm surprised I had such skill in that direction, though. I guess even in my old age I can still pull off some new tricks, huh? What? He's not the kind of person I thought he was. He's not right. Amazing. Yes, I always believed in you. Lancer, go back to your corner. Right now you have many struggling, but in the future you'll achieve great things. Of course, it's not only your technology achievements, but the financial backing provided by the Sophia Reclaim. The vast amount of funds required for Chaldea was only available due to the loving relationship you have with your future wife. Oh, shucks. I've dedicated my whole life to Medcraft, so I don't know if I could be a family man. At least I didn't until now, I see. So the reason Lord MLA wanted to get the Lancer faction aside was that they were the easiest to trick, maybe. And they have come here to make your future glory all the more certain, Lord Archibald. But time travel brings with it certain restrictions on what you can do in the past. We can't offer you too much aid, but when it comes to information, yes, with your intervention, I'll have the advantage over the enemy at all stages in the process. The first thing you must do is eliminate a caster. The other masters don't know where he is. If you can launch an attack first, the additional command spells that the Overseer promises will be yours. Wonderful. So I'll get a fourth command spell before I even use one. The spell is as good as one. I joined this battle mostly on a whim, but if my future descendants are intervening, perhaps there are more meaning to this than I thought. Please just keep in mind that such possibility cannot be ignored. We can only speak to events that have already been decided when it comes to our intervention. We must remain silent about anything that has not been observed by anyone in this temporal axis. Otherwise the ripples caused by this chance of history will grow too great and may activate the counter force. Our very intervention has caused the future to change and lose its certainty. What happens now is unknown to us as well. These secret spells enter the realm of true magic, and so they aren't easy to use, huh? So I guess it all depends on how you use them. We're almost at Castle's worship. This is where it gets rough. We've already passed the boundary, it seems. Something's coming. What? Castor's pet familiars. He has a powerful noble phantasm, but it's weak as a mage. However, in large numbers, these things pose a threat. If it's given such power to scums who can't even keep their marriage secret. I guess I need to personally secure this freaky grail. Go, Lancer. Destroy all who stand in your way. As you wish. Senpai, we're being left out of this for some reason, but we have to fight too. Begin the fight. Foo foo. Alright, so that was... What? It's lagging again. Goddamn. Um, I'm just gonna keep it at that. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Like, comment, subscribe at your own free will. And that's it. Thank you guys for watching the video. My name is Burning Messiah ENT, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.